Before moving to the token, I just want to tell you that how whenever you will submit the request on the secure end, how it will show you the 401 unauthenticated error, right? So here this one is our application, and we are doing this in the previous video. So we are using this, and we are submitting requests through this login form. So we applied whenever we want to protect any of the route using our API, and if you are using Sanctum, we need to apply this middleware on our endpoints or our routes, right? So Sanctum will automatically check that these routes are using the token, and it should get the token and then authorize you to use this resource. Otherwise, Sanctum will throw that unauthenticated error. So let's suppose I want to visit this information, right? I want to visit this information in the dashboard. So whenever I will visit the dashboard, I'll access this information. So let's go here in the after the login, I want to push my user on the dashboard, right? And here I'll also dispatch my user things. Let me go here. Whenever my user is logged in, we need to also logged in, but still it's not logging in. So we need to do here is Sanctum stuff. First we need to dispatch our token, dispatch our authentication. So this will set the authentication status, and then it will also we want to redirect this to the dashboard. So I'm not matching those things right now on the server side, but still we are in the testing phase, so later on I'll fix that how we can do them on the auth controller, right? So here I'm going to say let's say I want to move this after whenever we got the response here. I want to move this on the dashboard page. So say that this dot dollar router, I want to use the router to push my Vue.js on which one I want to push this on dashboard. So I'm going to say that name, I'm going to use named route. If I go to the router dot, yes, so here for the dashboard I'm using this name, right? I'll call this name. Okay, just go here and say name, and name would be dashboard, something like this. So save this one, and let's go here, and I'm going to save those information. Just click on this login, and after login we are successfully able to redirect on the dashboard without authentication. So now I don't want to, I have visited this dashboard, right? And in the dashboard, whenever my dashboard is loaded, I want to call the secure endpoint, which is /user. So I want to call it here and show my user name. So now just to come here in the dashboard.view, here I want to say that just to display here the login user details. So first I will send the request to so let's initiate this. So data, oops, data, and in the data, let me move this a little bit here. In the data we need the return property, and here I'm going to say that user, and it should be the object. And after that data I need the methods, and this methods contain the method of get user details, right? Get the user details. And what's getting the error is we forgot to add the export default, default, and here I'm going to say heavy data, and let me add a space here. So now we are calling this get user detail, and let's say axios dot get, and this would be the API / user. Okay, and we are not passing any of the details, we are just getting this out. And after that I want to get this details here using then method, and in this then method I'm going to say that here just response, right? Response, and after this response I want to get the error, right? So like this error, and then this error would be something like this, right? And we can also say this same thing like response, same. Okay, so in the response I want to now get the response from the server and append this to the user, and I want to display the user information here, right? So I'm just going to check here console.log response. So whenever I'm visiting the dashboard I want to access this method. So how I will access this? So I'll most probably create a created property. So or we can most probably it will be the mounted property. Let me use this mounted rather than the created. Okay, mounted. So you know that mounted hook will be called whenever our component is mounted, right? So I'm calling this method this dot get method. Okay, get user details. So whenever our component is mounted, this will call this and then this will call this endpoint. So just save this one, and it's now whenever I'm refreshing web page, it's sending request on the user and it says unauthenticated. So 401 unauthorized. So it means that we are not authorized to access the information of user, right? So that's why it's behaving like this one. If I go here and just remove this middleware from here and say this something like this, it will now easily access this user, and yes, it's now easily able to get this user 8201 response. But if I apply this middleware and say this, so now this one is throwing the error that request failed with the 401 status, right? So it means that our user is unauthenticated. So now we know that we are unauthenticated. So how to make ourselves authenticated? So that's why we need the token, and I'm giving you the complete demo that how you need to go here, and I'm just telling you that first you need to see this unauthenticated, then you will realize that why we are implementing this token stuff, why we are using state management to manage our state to pass this to the dashboard or other authenticated routes. So that's why we need the token. So we need to store our token here in the local storage, right? And then we need our status that we can display and hide those buttons based on our decision. And I'll do this in the next video. Thank you so much for watching the video, and if still you have some confusion, so you can ask them in the comment box. Bye bye.